going on, YouTube? Back at it with another video. If you haven't watched, this will be part 2. Part 1, I talk about a few things that I wish I knew before getting into the box truck. So this will be part 2 of that video. If you want to check it out, go ahead and check that video out. This will be really quick. So right now I'm currently at the airport. It is June 14th. It's Friday. Just flew back home. I left the truck currently parked up in Oregon. I picked up a partial load. I was supposed to be going to Minnesota. Supposed to drop that off by Wednesday. The goal for that load was just to pick up some to tack on some more stuff to that load, so it's not just that specific load in the truck. I have a lot more space. Something that I wish I learned is just being more creative on loading the truck. It shouldn't just be like, oh, I got one load and it is what it is. If you have more space in that truck, load it up. Stay legal, of course. Don't go above the weight amount. So my truck can obviously hold 10,000 pounds. I have a 26-foot box truck. Don't go beyond that. But if you can load that sucker up, load it up. Load it up. So first thing that I wish I knew was before getting into the box truck is my dimensions of my truck. So a little story. I wanted to go pick up a load that was supposed to be taking me to I was supposed to be taking that load over to, I believe, Montana. And it was about 3 pallets, but these pallets were wide. It was about 96 inches wide, So obviously to get into the truck, I have to know my dimensions. I have to make sure it's at least 96 or wider as far as dimensions to go, so that pallet could fit inside the truck. Long story short, I recommended that they cut some of the pallets. They cut a piece of the pallet off just so it could fit inside the truck. So I didn't know. I should have known that the door height, the door width was around 94 inches exactly. So cutting it, it still would have been super, super tight. And there were ACs which had extra attachments to it. So if it went into the truck, it could have damaged the cargo, which would have been a huge issue on my end. So yeah, learning the dimensions of your truck is very, very important. So long story short, I had to cancel that load. So I lost money on that just because from where I was at, I had a deadhead already to that location. And that once you obviously deadhead means you're driving empty. Your truck is empty. You're literally driving to another location to either get to a better location to find a load, or you're driving to a location to get a load. So you obviously want to keep your deadhead miles as short as possible, because obviously you're losing money. But yeah, I had to cancel the load, and I couldn't even get any money from it just because the shipper said, he asked if your truck is around 94 inches, you should be good. Or 96 inches at least, it should be good. And it was around 94. So messed up on that one, lost money on that one. So that'll be a good tip. So if you're gonna load something, if you're gonna haul something, just make sure your dimensions are where it needs to be before you accept the load or anything like that. Just because once you get to that shipper, once you get to the location and you can't fit that sucker in, it's on you. So the second thing would be to be creative on how to load specific things. So like, for example, that situation, I feel that we could, if we put in the cargo, let's say a specific way inside the truck, it could have worked. Putting it long ways instead of putting it wide, it could have worked. in my opinion. But the shipper was a little picky. They were a little iffy about, making sure their product would arrive safe, which I understand. But throw some ideas. Once you go through certain things, once you gain the experience of a certain situation, use it, if that makes sense. If for example, if you have to, let's say, pull something from the back of your truck to the entrance of your truck, hey, get a rope for next time. Tie that sucker on, let's say, a forklift, and have them pull it out. Be creative. Be creative. Not every job is going to be the same. At the end of the day, all the shipper cares about is that their thing gets from point A to point B. That's what your worry needs to be about as well. That's what your focus needs to be on. Making sure that the cargo is getting onto the truck safely, and it just makes sense. So being creative is something that I wish I had in my mindset in the beginning of this whole process, which I'm getting to it. I'm learning. Like I said, every situation is different. So I'm learning. Another thing I'll say is when you're costing out your loads, make sure that your finances are where it needs to be at. Don't just say yes because $2,000, $3,000, they're paying me for a load, I'm doing it, and you're driving 2,000-3,000 miles just for that one load. Yeah, you're losing money. You're losing money. You need to be very strategic on what you do, on how you price out these loads. Because, like, for example, if you're getting paid, let's say, $1,500 to go 700 miles, it's not bad. It's not bad. You need to make sure, like, your gas is calculated. You need to make sure if you're renting a box truck, I'm renting a box truck, I'm paying 15 cents per mile. Make sure that 15 cents per mile is on there. Why? Because you're going to be paying that at the end of the week. So just make sure your finances are in order. Make sure you price out your loads correctly. Don't just say yes just because it looks good. Look at everything. Look at everything. It's very, very important, and your business will depend on it. Make sure you price out correctly your loads. All right. Hey, I'm just starting in this business, and as I learn, I will share. If you like the video, comment. I want to hear from you. If you're in the box truck game, what are your experiences looking like? If you're thinking about getting into it, if you have any questions, post them. Whether I can answer them or whether a vet can answer them. I think we should build. This community is growing, and there's a lot of ins and outs of it. It's not an easy 1, 2, 3 type of situation. I think there's so much to learn. And let's do it together. All right. Until next time, y'all stay blessed.